Up, everybody, it's the Hardy Construction. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever the hell else you Google Hardy Construction with Yale's Comp and
Blue Painted Face Man.
And today we're talking horror news.
Yeah.
Our sources are Bloody Disgusting, which is bloody-disgusting.com. I'm always disturbed by hyphen. That sounds like an anatomy that must be broken. Yes, exactly. Horrornews.net. Dread Central. I think, let me see if we're going to use arrow in the head.
I'm looking at an article by Gizmodo.
And, yeah, that's the one I sent you before. And zombiegirls.com, because that's, there used to be I used to Google horror VOD release dates to know what horror movies are coming out on VOD. And for some reason, there was a site that I used to go to all the time, and they just stopped doing it. And then Zombie Girls, zombie-girlz.com does it now. They just give you a nice clean palette of images that show you what movies are coming out on what month, so that's pretty cool. So what's their lead story for this week of March 21st, 2019?
Well, were we going to talk about the Dark Tower first?
Yeah. That's the fucking story. You called me up, you're like, hey, let's talk about Dark Tower. I was like, alright. And then I'm like, what's our lead story? Huh? What are you talking about?
I have two bad things in my thought processes. Is one, the movie was horrible.
You're kidding me.
It was so bad, but I knew that it was going to be so bad.
Remember the karate scene with Matthew McConaughey when he was doing?
I just remember when he walks out of the portal and he opens his arms. I remember that was so stupid.
I wasn't laughing my ass off watching that scene. It was so bad.
We watched it together, right? Yeah.
You
remember my face? Probably I looked terrified.
Yeah, you were. You just had this look of disgust on your face the whole time.
I remember. As soon as I heard about the casting and they were going to make some very, very random minor character that was mentioned in book 7 for 2 seconds,
the main villain or something, and he's not even really a main.
They were going to make
villain.
She was going to. It was like one of those, the Cantoi people, like the Rat Head people, and they were going to make.
Just to give a small background on what the Dark Tower is.
Dark Tower is about a man who's like a gunslinger, which is basically like. A samurai,
cowboy, like a post-apocalyptic cowboy sort of character.
Yeah, kind of but like a samurai in the sense that he's sort of like a cop, judge, whatever. He keeps the peace. Anyway, so it's from an ancient, group of people, and he's wandering the world trying to fix this tower, which is like the hub of all of the universes.
They all connect Stephen King's novels or his book.
And basically it's like the multiverse held together by this.
Stephen King even connects books that are not his into that world, like Harry Potter, but he changes the names.
Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
Harry Potter one was the worst with the snitch and the sneech or whatever they call it.
I liked it.
Thing. I don't know.
Anyway,
sure
whatever.
J.K. Rowling was talking to her lawyers 5 seconds into it. Anyway, but go ahead. So anyway, they made a movie. They recently made a movie.
It was a terrible movie,
horrible movie.
But now,
they're
gonna. But the thing is, it was in production for years. They were saying they were going to make 3 movies
and then make
3 seasons of a TV show. Right? And I thought that would have been awesome. I was so excited for it.
There's about 7 books, I believe, 6 normal books, and then one.
There's 7 normal, and then a short story book.
Was it 8 books? Oh shit, you're right. Yikes.
And comics too.
But yeah, so in the movie version they had Matthew McConaughey as the Man in Black as the villain, which is not inspired casting, but horrible what they did with it. And then Idris Elba as the gunslinger. And the difference is that he's a white character. Normally, who gives a shit? Really?
People are very upset about it.
His character, it was very essential with another.
But honestly, he was the only good part of the movie.
He was the best part because Idris Elba is a good actor. The only thing that was sort of bothersome in the fact is that there was an African American character named Susanna that he deals with, and she doesn't trust him because he's a white character, but then they made him a black actor in the film, so it's sort of been weird to see what they did. They never got to it because the movie sucked.
They didn't even have Susanna in it. Whatever.
So now connected to it was what the hell is his name? Opie from
Ewan McGregor? Ron Howard.
Ron Howard was supposed to direct the whole. He was producing it, and I think he was supposed to.
I thought you were saying Obi-Wan Kenobi first. I was like,
yes, it was him. He used the Force to make a bad movie. But anyway, so it all fell out of after that movie. Did nothing. They decided now Amazon, which by the way, did you know Amazon is spending $1 billion to make a Lord of the Rings series? So let's see how that goes. Well, okay, we could see it.
It
doesn't take.
I don't want to support. This is my problem. I don't. Yeah, I know. I guess if they're making movies, they probably
Jeff
will.
Bezos make a couple of dollars? Come on.
I don't. I actually have never ordered from Amazon. Really,
I love it. I love it. I order from Amazon.
I just hate that, man. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, I will. Realistically, I probably will watch The Lord of the Rings.
Two things that Amazon has done correctly is they have Bosch on it, which is a great cop show, and I don't give a shit about cop shows. And also they bought The Expanse, which is an awesome science fiction series, and I'm not really into science fiction. Anyway, so Amazon is now doing a series based on the Dark Towers,
but it's going to be like a prequel, so it's going to be kind of like based, yeah, because that's
really? I didn't read it. Oh,
no. That's the speculation. No, not oh no, it's going to be good. It's going to be like the comics.
Wolves of Kala stuff, or
no, it's going to be like when Roland was younger.
Okay.
Like they have a guy cast as Martin, which is like, you know, when the Man in Black is.
Wasn't the Wolves of Kala the
Wolves of
book?
No, you're thinking of Wolves of Kala was in the Kala with those. I don't want to spoil
it. Robot werewolf.
Shut up. But anyway, no,
these books get worse and worse with each copy. But go ahead.
It was book 4, with something mirror. I'm blanking right now. Hold on.
Okay, very good.
Wizard in Glass. Wizard in Glass.
The thing is, like, it was so funny because when I heard the news and I was like, oh, they're doing an Amazon series, and I was like, oh, great. And then I realized where the books went, and I was like, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm gonna still. No,
I want them. I want them to do proper. If they
do you think they'll record Stephen King's like cameos now, just in case he gets too old for the show, and then just digitally insert the actors?
I don't know. Don't spoil too much. We got to put spoiler alerts on here.
Okay, so anyway, so I'm offended.
But anyway, I actually am a little.
I'm really offended by is that they casted a white man as Roland Deschain. I mean, come on, this is racist.
Yeah, that's
Why
racist.
Did they race? He's a black man, obviously. But go ahead.
I'm very tentatively open to this thing.
Okay. Me too.
I do not have the dread that I had upon hearing about the other movie.
Yes. Also on the news, so that's our tip on it. I'm fine with watching it on Amazon. Danny doesn't want to support the
I'll probably get it in a way that I don't have to, contribute to their finances.
Does that mean
the way that Jeff Bezos doesn't contribute to taxes?
That's true. Macon Blair, he's a guy that's written a couple of or indie films, or he's worked in indie films. You probably don't know him. He's worked on films like Green Room. He's closely associated with this.
Is that the one with the neo-Nazi played by the guy from Star Trek?
He directed a film called Blue Ruin. He also was in this. He wrote and directed this movie called I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, which is on Netflix, which is really very good. You should check it out. It's very good.
Okay.
But the good thing about his films is that they're very they have a dark humor to them, but they're like you saw when we saw Green Room, you saw how that movie was like sort of uneasy, and it was like they have and the violence in it is really like matter of factly. It's not like exploitative or crazy looking. Like,
it was weird seeing Patrick Stewart though.
Right,
but
remember when they split that guy's stomach up to see if he was alive, and his organs just fell out of his belly, and it's sort of violence that's extremely shocking because it looks too realistic. Anyway, he has been hired to work to write and direct the remake of The Toxic Avenger.
Oh,
so I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I assume Lord Kaufman was just counting the money that he got from this company. So that should be interesting.
Are they gonna make? It's gonna be a comedy, or it's gonna be like
I assume
more
it's
serious?
gonna be like what can you do with the Toxic Avenger that's not comedic? I mean, it's
you could
trauma.
Do it. Yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't know.
It's called a Toxic Avenger. Come on, but I like Macon Blair, so seeing his name associated to it, I was like, huh. Well,
that movie is so silly. Toxic
I know,
Avenger.
and it's a good movie. And the thing is, the first movie is very good, and
the way he talks, like it's so silly to me. Yeah. Like the humor is the dumbest humor.
And whenever he's the regular nerd, and he's like the voice, the dubbing, and that I think everything was dubbed after the movie was made. But like the noises
it's terrible. It's terrible.
The noises that Melvin Junko or Melvin something, he's like like his voice is the funniest fucking.
And he beats people up with his fucking mop. And
but Macon Blair's great, so I'm tentatively happy with that. I'm gonna be very confused and not.
I'll
sure
watch it. I mean,
it.
it's like 30 years later, maybe more. When was it made?
Had to be in the early 80s. Like
I'm looking it up.
1984, I think it was made. I'm not sure.
Wow, I was 2.
There have been some very good. I was so dumb. We've talked about this before.
1984, good time.
I used to think that there's a scene where a kid gets run over by a car. He's in his bike,
the
and
bicycle.
I used to think that image was real, and it was in the movie for some reason because I was a stupid kid. And then I would also think Fangoria was real, even though it had Pinhead in it. So. Anyway, go for that. So
you seem like a really dumb child.
I think I've carried that on into my adulthood. So Pet Sematary has been getting very good reviews, and it's R-rated and very bloody. And I think they're trying to go the Hereditary / hardcore horror film version.
Good.
I can't say I'm very happy with. Listen, that old guy, the original guy, Herman Munster, who played. The guy, where are they at?
Watch out for those trucks. They go by like it's nobody's business.
Sometimes dirt is better. You know that guy?
Yeah.
And in this one, it has what the hell is his name? John. What's that actor?
Lithgow.
Lithgow. He goes sometimes.
Who will be perfect?
No, but he's doing like sometimes that is better, and I'm like, oh, where's that accent? I want that accent, you bastard. But
yeah, it's a remake. It's its own thing.
Yes. John Wick 3. That's not a horror, so forget it. That's coming out. The trailer looked good. I didn't realize Us came out today on Thursday, so we have to do a review for that. I had no idea that came out. What else is coming out this have you seen anything this week that you saw that was horror related at all or no?
No, but I saw Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh, you did? What'd you think of it?
I loved it. It was funny.
It's a great movie, right? That guy is
it was very funny.
Yeah, that is.
It's just like pure Looney Tunes silliness.
But I mean, like it was done really well. Like it's not shitty. Like you compare. What did we see? Remember the Ebola syndrome? You know how cheap that movie is, but I love it anyway.
God, I still get angry when I think about the villain in that.
But it's got like China. There's some very very good directors in China.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought all the actors were like super funny. The director and
Stephen Chow,
main guy, was like awesome.
Please go watch the film Shaolin Soccer after you watch.
That's another comedy, right?
God, it's great. Yeah, that's they reference it in Kung Fu Hustle when the part when there's kids playing soccer and he just stomps on the ball. Go watch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Go watch Shaolin Soccer. It's incredible. I love it even more than Kung Fu Hustle. Actually, it's so funny.
Now that's interesting that they call it soccer. Is that just for the American audiences?
The American localization.
So is it called like Shaolin football in every other part of the world?
I never knew. It's probably called Dragon Foot or some shit like that in China.
But this guy does like, he's a good. I mean, this isn't horror at all, everybody, but it's a good, funny movie.
Yeah, there's Stranger Things 3 is coming out. Did you get to see the trailer for that?
No.
The kids are older. It actually looks a lot better than the second season. There's a
I like the second season.
I didn't care much for the new kids, the kids, the 80s group of punkers that are mutants.
Oh, I love them.
I hated that episode. I don't know. To me, it was like a
well,
mess.
I liked the sister, the one that could make visions in people.
And then the who's the kid? Well, of course, because you're a pervert. And then there's also
she's of age. She's of age.
Yeah, but that's the only thing.
I looked it up.
And then there's like also remember that kid? I think it was a Billy, the town punk that was like gonna fuck the main kid's mom in it.
Yeah, oh yeah, that asshole kid. Yeah.
And like I could have sworn that his character's gay. I could swear that his character's gay because his father calls the F-bomb on him and stuff like that. And I think like I think he might have an affair with the mom in the third season. So we'll see how that complicates the show. That might sort of like penetrate the sort of childish, you know what I mean, childish glow that the series has, even though it's a horror fucking show. Like getting into all that's a little spooky, but we'll see. I think he's gay, but who knows? Not there's anything wrong with that. For some reason, in the horror news, they have the first trailer for Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood comes out, and that's a movie that deals with Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. They play an actor and his stuntman in the late 70s. I guess.
Wait,
late
say
60s.
That again. What about Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt and Leo DiCaprio are playing a stuntman, playing an actor and his stuntman.
Oh, cool.
And it also deals with the Charlie. What the hell is his name? Who's that serial? Not the serial killer, but the guy who had
Charles
a cult.
Manson?
Yes, that guy, Charles Manson.
What do you mean
cult.
that guy? You didn't know his name? He's like
yes,
an
I
iconic man.
I called him Charlie. I just forgot the Manson part. And
I was offended when. I mean, I'm not defending the guy, but when he died, the newspaper thing on the headline of the newspaper, it says "Burn in hell, scumbag."
That's funny. I saw that one. I was laughing at that.
That's not funny. Because they're not. Who are they to tell me how to feel?
I like the fact that you are rushing to be like, how can you say that about Charles Manson? But then Jeff Bezos, he's a monster.
Oh, he doesn't pay his taxes.
Oh, okay. Charles Manson wanted to start a race war. You dumb fuck.
I'm not defending Charles Manson, you asshole.
Don't call him a bastard.
I'm not defending Charles Manson. I think he's a terrible person.
When he wanted to call people the N-word. Anyway.
I didn't.
Okay,
he had a swastika on his head, and I'm a Jew, so But what I'm saying is, I don't need the newspaper to tell me how to feel.
Very good. So,
I can make up my own mind, is what I'm saying.
Okay, whatever you say, buddy.
Shut the fuck up.
So let's see.
They're gonna have. Oh shit! They're gonna have Zelda, the creepy sister in Pet Sematary.
Of course, isn't that like prominent in the book?
But she's so scary in the fucking movie. She used to scare the shit out of me. It's played by a man, actually.
I wonder how she. Please, no labels, Danny. I wonder how she's gonna look in the new version. You know,
I'm looking at the actress, and she's like kind of hot. So I don't know.
They actually have a woman in this one, or is it an actress?
Yeah, it's a woman. Yeah.
You know, I was surprised by what the hell is her name? Remember when we saw Mandy? The main girlfriend, like Nick Cage's girlfriend, the one that gets killed, and she's.
Oh yeah, okay. I was like.
I saw her in another movie called Death to Stalin, and she's very pretty and she's very funny. So it was weird that means she's a very good actor, because I was like engaged and laughing at her character, and completely different character in Death to Stalin. A short story from my my friend won't listen to this anyway. My friend's like super sensitive about watching movies that have to do. With genocide. What? Remember I told you about our mutual friend, and then he couldn't watch Death to Stalin. He was giving me the fucking 8th degree about watching a movie that makes fun of genocide, and I was like, because I'm not stupid, I won't cause a genocide if I see this movie. Anyway, Death to Stalin is a very good movie. What?
You might.
Okay, very good. Also coming out is I just realized you don't watch trailers, so I've seen everything. There's a new Doom movie come out.
A new what?
Doom. Remember Doom, the old PC
video game? Yeah.
There's a new trailer for it, and Danny, brother, oh brother, does it look cheap? It is so bad. People
worse than the other one.
The other one looks like fucking Stanley Kubrick.
Why can't they just make a good movie?
I don't understand. Listen, the first Doom movie was bad. It had The Rock in it. They didn't even do the whole thing where it's hell in space. It was just like space and demons, monsters, mutants. So right there, they fucked up. Doom is about finding demons in hell, you know, while you're in outer space, sort of like Event Horizon. And they didn't do that with the first film.
Is that what Event Horizon's about?
Yes, and we should do that movie, because that movie's fucked up.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I know. I've seen parts of it, and parts that I saw look good, but it looks cheap, but it looks fun still at the same way. But this new one, like a lot of guys on the internet were getting pissed off because they put a female as the main Doom guy, because that's also whatever. I guess they were trying to. I don't know what they're doing. Listen, when you play Doom, it's like some Doom guy. It's fine playing a woman.
I mean, the guy is the least important part. It's just his stupid face getting bloodier and bloodier.
Yes, but also the fact that it looks like not even Sci-Fi level channel shit. It looks so cheap. It's embarrassing how bad it is.
Why don't they make an animated? Whatever happened to good old? You remember the Spawn HBO animation?
I started watching that on Amazon, and it's really good. It's very good.
Yo, it's amazing. I remember that from being a kid. It was so good.
The only bad part of it is Todd McFarlane in the opening doing the introductions.
Oh, I didn't recall that.
He's so bad. Like, if you didn't know Todd McFarlane was a Canadian, you'd think he's Italian. Maybe, but McFarlane's like an Irish name, right? But he's like, he's a very, like, Todd McFarlane is an incredibly, like, when I was a kid, he was my inspiration for, like, illustrating and drawing and stuff.
He did all these awesome figures. He's like revolutionized action figures.
I met him once. I had him sign my Spawn versus Batman comic. And I was like, I'm your biggest fan. He goes, thank you, buddy. And he talks like with his Italian.
Really?
he talks with this Italian Boston accent. So when you see him at the beginning of Spawn, he's supposed to be like Rod Serling, and they give him like really lunkhead sort of dialogue. Spawn's this. He's like, Spawn's this guy from hell, and there's demons everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm overdoing it, but look up like Tom McFarlane the intros for Spawn. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is he doing in this show?
Spawn's fighting the Vindicator.
He's fighting.
There's an ice cream man, and he's trying to molest children.
It's so funny because if you listen to him, there's great interviews with him. I think it was Vice magazine or Complex magazine that did an interview with him and about how he started his business. He's a genius. He's very smart and he's very realistic of how he got into the business. But then when you see him in the show, he's like, sometimes the worst thing that happens is finding out who you truly are. And I'm doing a horrible version of his voice.
He sounds like John Travolta. John Travolta.
I'm just kidding. I like John. I like. I'm sorry. I like.
Do you know I get Tony Danza and John Travolta mixed up in my head sometimes?
Do you really?
I don't know why. I used to also get Danny DeVito and Joe Pesci mixed up as a child.
I love the name of the punk band. What is it? Tony Danza Tap Dancing Extravaganza. That's
a punk band? I thought that's like a death metal band.
It could be. I don't know. Also, you never saw One Cut of the Dead yet, right?
No.
A fantabulous Japanese zombie film that is more than it is. It's supposed to be like a point of view found footage movie, but then it turns into something else. It's brilliant. It's genius. I can't even see what happens in it. But of course, there's going to be a U.S. remake, and I don't know how they're going to do it. Because the thing that I say about One Cut of the Dead, because it just came out this year, and there was a big fuck up because somebody slipped a version of the movie onto Amazon without the actual company doing it. So for a while, people were buying it. So people got to see the movie, which is great, but then somebody put in racist subtitles for one of the characters, so I don't know how that happened. But it's getting a U.S. remake, and the thing that I say about this film...
Why do we have to remake these movies?
I don't know.
Because we always fuck it up.
Here's the thing with One Cut of the Dead. This film, anyone can make, but the way that they made this film was with genuine heart, and like you can tell when they making it was fun. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how they're going to be able to recreate it without being fucking corny. So I have no idea what they're going to do with that. It sounds like it's ridiculous that they would even try to remake it, but you know how people are. People are fucking stupid. Yeah. There will be a sequel to The Bird Box. I don't know in film form. In novel form, it will be a sequel.
This one's... no, I'm not going to say my joke.
Go ahead. Come on, please. You said
I was going to say, it's called Queef Box.
And it's just Sandra Bullock opening and closing her legs.
It's like...
disgusting. I'm offended.
This isn't funny. I would never make fun of a woman's body.
Wear your pink pussy ears. So, a little information. The sequel will be titled Mallory, continuing the story of Bird Box's main character. You know what it is? Josh Malerman was like sitting down one day and Netflix says, oh, we're going to make a movie about it. He goes, oh, okay. And then now it becomes this huge movie. He goes, I'm going to make more money. And he just ran to his fucking typewriter. So here's some information. The sequel will be titled Mallory, continuing the story of Bird Box's main character. Malerman explains, and I bet you he will keep her ass alive, so you know Sandra Bullock will come back and keep making sequels. Right. So he says, here's this bullshit advice. Malerman, and I enjoyed the movie, so I have no problem with that.
I liked the movie too.
Malerman explains, people want to know what happened with Boy and Girl. Oh yeah? Oh, okay. But as much as I care about Boy and Girl, this isn't their story. The Bird Box world is Mallory's story, and I wanted to know more about her. He's full of shit.
I wonder if so it's going to be, obviously they're going to be in the society, and the society is going to collapse or something.
He teased we get to know both Mallory and the creatures better.
What's silly to me in that movie is that, like, once you're indoors... Oh, I think I said this in the episode, actually. Once you're indoors, you're safe, so it's like, why not just stay indoors and, like, keep expanding your house until it takes over the whole world, and now you're indoors all the time? Like, if you're in a giant stadium and it has a roof on it, are you safe?
I wonder if they will find their way to defeat those monsters. You know, maybe with nukes or something.
Maybe with mirrors.
Zack Snyder and James Gunn's Dawn of the Dead has turned 15 years old. And people still say that's Zack Snyder's best film that he's ever done. I feel bad because I enjoyed Watchmen, except for
I used to consider it the best
zombie film.
No, not zombie, but the best remake.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I used to, but I don't know. I don't know. It's good. It is good, but
I love the opening of that film. I always thought that opening was great. The opening credits for that film.
There's this fat zombie lady.
Yeah.
And she runs
at him. Is that the pregnant lady?
No, not that one. No, this is like early in the film. There's like a fat lady, and she turns into a zombie and like runs. The way she runs is like in my memory. It's like one of the coolest looking.
I remember there was a skinny zombie lady that runs with blonde hair, and she has like this wide-eyed look, and it always stuck in my head. That run has always stuck in my head. So it's 15 years old. Was that 1980, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, cool. 12, 11, 10.
It's good. But you know what? The original is still, in my opinion, maybe better.
How many? Well, take 15 away from 19. What's that? 9 take away 5. So that's 2004. So,
are you crazy?
Yes, I'm very bad at math. So that came out relatively like 3 years after 9/11. I remember watching the opening credits. There is a very particular shot in the opening, and it has it's a giant video shot of Muslims praying. And I'm telling you, the people in the audience, because you know this is after 9/11, like 2 years after 9/11, or 3 years. I think that was put into, and I'm not like into this whole like subliminal scaring thing, but that scene has no like
context
in the film. It's the opening credits, and you just see all these Muslim people praying. You don't see any Christian people praying or anybody else praying. You just see all these Muslim people praying. I was like, what was this put in the scene for? Like, was that supposed to put like Islamophobia, or was this to spook the shit? All I know is that people were more scared about that than they were the fucking zombies. That's the sad part of the movie.
Our country is stupid.
There's also James Gunn. Did you hear about him? What happened with him?
Yeah, he got like in trouble for making pedophile jokes like 20 years ago. Or
no, you haven't heard what happened recently?
No, what?
He is rehired, and he is directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, good.
They brought him back, and the crazy thing is, after apparently Marvel did Disney did a smart thing where they were like, "Oh, we fired you," but they actually never talked to any of the directors at all to hire, so they just kept him so the storm sort of passed by, because it was all these right-wing guys that got pissed off at him for making pedophilia jokes, because they don't give a fuck. They really don't give a shit. They say a whole bunch of fucking racist shit all the time.
I mean, to be fair,
not regular right-wing people, but like the fucked up ones.
To be fair, they both sides are very
They're both
petty.
horrible. Yeah, the left and the right. I hate them both. But
I did too.
The extreme right and left. That's what I mean. Not like the regular right people that are fucking normal and just sort of, don't want their kids all fucked up, or or the left don't want their kids fucked up. It's just
petty tit for tat nonsense. Yes. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
So anyway, he got rehired by Disney, and the thing is, while he was fired, and I'm putting my fingers quote in the air, he got hired to do Suicide Squad remake. So essentially, he's doing.
Wait, they're gonna do a new version of that?
Yeah, they're making a Suicide Squad 2, but it's being remade. It's basically a reboot.
So they're not gonna reference the.
I think they will, because it still has Deadshot in it, but he's not played by Will Smith anymore. He's played by Idris Elba, to tie it back to the beginning of this episode. So Idris Elba is a good actor, so I'm actually glad that they're going to do
Idris Elba is a super talented actor, and I feel
he
like
should be bigger than he is.
I feel like every time they always want to cast him in these very controversial roles. It's like they want to make him James Bond. They want to make him.
What's controversial about Deadshot, though? I think Deadshot was.
Oh, I don't know. I know nothing about Deadshot. I don't care.
Yeah, I think he's a white character.
It's not controversial to me. I'm just saying, like, people, like idiots, think it's controversial.
Yeah, I don't understand. Anyway, so that I'm actually very happy that he's back on both films. I thought the first Guardians was good. I don't think it was as great as everybody says it was.
I actually thought the second one was not nearly as good as the first one.
But it's better that the third one came out. I saw Captain Marvel, thought it was okay. It's sort of usual Marvel movie.
I heard it was very boring.
It's the same as any other Marvel movie. It's about as good as Doctor Strange. Okay, that's
I actually liked Doctor Strange a lot.
Okay, so then maybe it's less.
Although I thought the villain kind of sucked. To be honest.
S. Craig Zahler. Remember the guy who did Boneyard Boneyard.
Yeah, Bone Tomahawk. I remember that.
Bone Tomahawk. Excuse me. He's writing a western for Chan Park-wook. Oh God, what the hell is his name? Chan Park-wook, I think that's his name. Korean director who did. I don't think you've seen any of his movies. Oh yeah, he did. You saw. He did Thirst.
So he's making, I like that one. That was kind of like cute in a weird way.
Yeah, he did that film. Wait, let me make sure that's right. Can you look up who did direct The Thirst? I think that's Chan Park-wook.
I'll look it up. Hold on.
I always fuck that guy's name up. He's a great director. He did the Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance trilogy. And S. Craig Zahler is directing it. It is Park Chan-wook. See, I fucked his name up. He's directing it, and S. Craig Zahler's writing it. It's a violent, or not violent, maybe it's just a Western film, so I'm very happy with that. Chan Park-wook is a great director. He did Okja, which is on Netflix, which is about like a mutant pig.
What is the deal with the guy that made Hereditary's new cult movie?
His film, you can find more information about that. I think it's called Midsommar.
Okay.
Let me give you a little... The trailer.
I loved Hereditary.
So it's interesting because my favorite sort of horror film is the cult film. I never realized that I loved cult sort of horror films where it's like a group of people come together to do nefarious shit. I like that. It's probably my favorite genre. And Hereditary has that. So his new film, Ari Aster, his new movie is called Midsommar, and it's Midsommar, and he calls it a horrifying breakup film. So that makes me think that the girlfriend's going to kill her boyfriend by the end of it, just from that. And I'm sure it'll be that's what it is. So here it goes. A young woman reluctantly joins her boyfriend on a summer trip where things quickly go awry. So it stars Florence Pugh. I'm trying to think of where she was from. I think she was in this WWE movie that just came out. Trailer looks fucked up. It's nice and bright. It's the opposite of how Hereditary had a dark look to it.
The only WWE movie I know is that awful Leprechaun movie, and it was so bad.
Oh, boy. Oof. No, this one I don't think it was bad. I heard it was actually pretty good. It was called Fighting with My Family, and it's like about a... it's based on this British wrestler named Paige. And I know you shouldn't shame people for what they do behind in their locked doors sexually, but apparently she was recording sex tapes with her and her boyfriend. That's not funny because somebody released it, which is fucked up. But the funniest part is she was the women's champ, like with the belt, and they came on her belt.
Oh no!
So there's videos of guys jizzing on her belt.
That's funny.
She licks it off. It's some fun. It's not funny what happened to her, but it's just funny coming up.
And then this is I just randomly thought of this and looked it up on IMDb. I know nothing about the movies, but there are 3 upcoming Ben Wheatley movies that he's directing.
Good.
Rebecca, which doesn't seem like it's a horror movie from the description, but that guy Armie Hammer's in it.
Okay, so it should have some decent stuff to it.
Yeah, and Lily James, so I'm not sure. There's one.
I'm glad for Armie Hammer because Armie Hammer has gotten a lot of shit. I
don't really know who he is.
He played the twin brothers in The Social. What the fuck?
I never saw that one.
Great movie, fantastic movie. I would never thought a movie about Facebook would be great, but that's great because it's fucking David Fincher. And he sort of was going to be a next big thing. He was originally cast in an original Justice League movie by the guy who did Mad Max, but that movie fell apart. He was going to play Batman.
He's got a cool name, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know. And he is now getting... He was also supposed to be the next big thing, and he did the Lone Ranger movie with Johnny Depp. And that went... Like, they destroyed that movie before it even came out. And it was pretty good. Like, I thought it was actually okay film. So anyway, now he's been in Call Me By Your Name, where he plays... a gay older man with a young boy. I think we talked about this in one of our recent episodes. Okay. And now he's like on the up and up, so I will watch anything that guy's in. He's great.
Well, and also there's a movie called Freak Shift, which is about a band of misfits hunt down and kill underground nocturnal monsters.
Oh, and nice. Also, that's from a good director, I think, right? Does it say the name?
It's of the Ben Wheatley. It's Ben Wheatley.
Ben Wheatley, right? Okay, so then there you go.
Yes.
And then I heard about that actually a while ago. It's good too.
And then there's an untitled plot unknown. Okay, so yeah. Whatever, but everything this guy has made that I've seen is
Ben
great.
Ben Wheatley's great. He's just a fantastic fucking director.
When you said Bone Tomahawk, I thought of Field in England, which is still like one of the best movies.
That's a good one. Yeah, it's a great one. There's a new Nightbreed, the Ultimate Cabal cut. They keep remixing that old movie. And
I thought they already did the
but Cabal. They recleaned unused footage.
Oh man!
So now we gotta watch it. You know we gotta watch it. You hated
I
that
don't.
movie, right?
I hated it.
But it's from what the hell is his name?
Clive
Barker, right?
I don't care.
Do you think he was barking up the wrong tree when he made it? He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make this movie about monsters, mate." I don't know. I was gonna say something really bad, and really I felt bad. Like really instantly, I felt bad for it.
Don't do it.
So let's go a rundown of movies coming out and have come out on VOD. Stop me if any of these names interest you.
Okay.
First Summoning, The Amityville Murders.
Yeah.
After Darkness.
What's that?
Okay, so After Darkness stars Hope Begins at the End of the World. That sounds like an apocalypse horse
Who's it
shit.
by? Who directs it?
Directed by Batang Silva. Ooh, it's a Latin guy. So they might be eating rice and beans in this movie. Natalia Dilo, that's a girl. That's a skinny girl from.
He's allowed to say that. He's Mexican. Everyone.
You know the thin girl from Stranger Things. Excuse me, Natalia Dyer, the sister.
Yeah.
And Kira Sedgwick, the closer, highlight this apocalyptic sci-fi thriller about a family's fight to survive a solar disaster. Anyway, okay, so there's also American Hangman, and that stars what the hell is it? What the hell is that old actor's name? The guy from the remake of what is Donald Sutherland?
Donald Sutherland.
Let me see what this movie's about. Give me a second. I'll do these very quickly. Kidnapping broadcast live on social media. Blah blah blah. Okay, who cares about that? Nobody gives a fuck. All right, here's the next movies. What did I just do? Did I just fuck up? Anyway, so Alice and the After. What the hell is it called? Alice and the Apocalypse. Is that what it's called?
Alice.
Okay, here it goes. Sorry, Anna and the Apocalypse. It's actually a zombie film that takes place on Christmas, and it's a musical.
Okay.
It's British, so I might just want to check that out.
Maybe.
Looks good. Okay, Beach House. Who cares? The Bellwether. Who cares? Beneath the Leaves. Mira Sorvino. Wow. Paul Sorvino. Woof. Betsy. Beyond the Night. Bloodbound. Braid is a good-looking trailer. Braid? Is we gotta lock this down. Two wanted women decide to rob their wealthy yet mentally unstable friend who lives in a fantasy world they all created as children. To take her money, the girls must take part in a deadly and perverse game of make-believe throughout the sprawling yet decaying estate. As things become increasingly violent and hallucinatory, they realize that obtaining the money may be the least of their concerns.
This says it already came out in 2018.
Yeah, these are movies that are recently out right now. Broken Ghost, The Changeover, Close Calls, looks like shit. I hear this movie on Netflix called The Clove Hitch Killer is very good. Came out of nowhere. So,
okay.
I don't know. Ted Bundy Tapes is on Netflix. It's a documentary where you listen to Ted Bundy talking about him killing people.
I feel like I saw it.
I saw the part of the first episode. It's very well done.
I think I did see it, because my friend, I have a friend who's like very, very, very into all this type of stuff.
Ted Bundy was fucked up, yo. Because they're also...
Yo, well, no shit.
Zach, I didn't know, like, when I listened to the last podcast on the left, which explained that all of his criminal activity, and he was like fucking dead bodies and shit. He was a real psych. Killing people.
Yeah, he was. But he was like, not an upstanding citizen.
No. Okay, so this is the thing that we talked about. I'll laugh and thinking about this movie called Crossbreed. This is War. I guess it's a space future movie, and it stars Vivica Fox and Daniel Baldwin, and a girl that you don't know, but I knew. She did the costumes for it. I saw it on her Instagram. I was like, Vivica Fox, and then I just saw the poster right now. This is the girl that Danny and I had an art show. Danny's friend was rubbing up on her dancing because he was going to try to park her, and then all her friends pulled her. And the funny part is your friend was like 3 feet tall, and she's like a tall girl, but she has like... never mind. She's a very Rubenesque girl, but like very nice looking girl, and it's just that she was drunk, and this guy was like trying.
Well, he was drunk too.
3 feet tall, and she was so funny. Okay, excuse me. It's very offensive. Darkness Visible. Who cares? Dead Ant. I guess that's a giant ant movie coming out. The Demonologist looks like shit. Doom Room. Who cares? Driving While Black. Is that a horror movie?
That's just America.
A comedy about the extra... Why is this on a horror website? A comedy about the extra layer of police hassle a young black man faces while driving. This film explores the... This is not a horror film. Somebody fucked up.
Well, it kind of is.
Well, I guess it is a horror movie for lyric black people. Dry Blood. Who cares?
I do want to see the new one by the guy that made Get Out.
We might have to... Yes, Us. That's going to be good. We should do that We should actually review that sooner than later. This one sounds pretty good. Elevator to Insanity.
That's the Willy Wonka elevator at the end.
A young Greek photographer boards an Oh my god, somebody wrote this I think somebody from Greece actually wrote this. Listen to the English on this writing. A young Greek photographer boards an elevator of a very, 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 very tall building and goes up. What? Oh, it's on Amazon Prime. I might give that a look. I have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I saw the
I like to support my evil Jeff Bezos. Fighting the Sky. That looks like some cheap UFO shit. Are you on the same side as me or no?
I'm on IMDb.
Oh, go to the Zombie Girls. You might see it. The Girl with the Spider's Web. That's the sequel to the girl. Did you ever see the girl with the dragon tattoo?
Yeah.
What'd you think? Did you like it at all?
That's not horror.
Movie. I know. I don't know why that's here too. I guess
it's kind of like a crime thriller.
And that was David Fincher as well. And this one I saw it actually, and it sucked. So fuck that movie. The Golem. Ooh, Danny, this might be.
That's a good for my movie. People.
So this is. I know my.
The rabbi makes the mud come to life.
This guy that I know keeps sending me the fucking trailer. He's like, "You gotta watch this." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Why?" So here's and I saw the trailer. It's
what about the Hanukkah movie with
the one that I saw? That one I
definitely
see. The Golem, the trailer that I saw, I think is this woman makes a child out of clay, I think, or something like that. During an outbreak of deadly plague, a young woman Hannah must save her tight-knit Jewish community from invaders. Turning to Jewish mysticism, she conjures a dangerous entity to protect her and her people. However, the powerful creature she summons may be far more evil than anything she could have ever imagined. That's racist.
The Golem is supposed to protect you.
Yeah, why would he be evil?
I don't know.
Maybe he just he does the thing. Maybe that's what he does. He comes to life and then he does what they always do, in Union Square.
Oh.
And they ask you.
Yeah, right.
I'm not doing it this episode. I've said enough. Okay, there's also... We're almost done, Danny. Don't worry. Goosebumps 2, that came out already. Hellstatin. Horror Noir. I actually want to watch this. It's a documentary that came out on Shudder, and it's about black horror actors and black horror films.
Okay.
So I'm like, wow, there's not enough black horror films. The ones that I've seen, I've only seen 2 that are good. So.
Well, thank God that the guy from Get Out's going.
Oh, that's cool. Right. You know what that reminds me of?
What?
On Netflix, I don't know if maybe we should review it. I saw the first. Oh my God, Danny!
What?
Does it shit on the original one? Tales from the Hood. Tales from the Hood 2 is on Netflix.
It's terrible, isn't it?
That is beyond terrible, and it's from the same director, so I don't know what happened. It's really, really weird. Embarrassingly bad. Hunter, I don't know what that is. IO, that's on Netflix as well. The IO. Oh, I also saw this movie that we're not going to review because I saw it already. I saw it on Netflix and I completely forgot the name, so I'll come back to it. The Laplace Demon, The Last Man, Let the Corpses Tan. That I want to see. It's like a 70s giallo, not horror film, though. Okay. Life Changer, Loophole. Lords of Chaos is about the death metal scene back in the 70s. And it deals with, it's based on this true story about murder and mayhem and suicide. I don't know if you've seen the cover of the album.
I know a bit about it. Somebody was telling me about it recently.
Did you ever see that album cover where that guy blew his fucking brains out? It's the cover of an album. It's called Mayhem.
Okay.
That's basically what this deals with, but then also more fucked up shit happens. If you want to hear more about that, listen to the Black Metal episode of Last Podcast on the Left. It's very interesting. Listen to the title of this movie. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. And that's with serious actors, Danny. I bet you they came up with that name after the movie was done, and the guy was like, "What the fuck?" Piercing. That is a movie we got to review because that is based on a Japanese novel that I read a long time ago about a guy who hires a hooker. He wanted because he has a wife and a child, but he has an urge to kill, and he doesn't want to take it out on his wife and child.
So he kills the hooker.
No, hold on. He hires a hooker specifically to kill her, but then things go crazy. And I remember one part specifically in the novel that made me sick reading it. They explain the sound of when you cut somebody's Achilles heel and a hiss comes out because all the air, and you hears like that, and I was like, "Oof, that's some tough shit." All right, I'm doing so many of these fucking things. We should be done with this by now. Suspiria is coming out. That was a great movie. We just spoke about that episode. Velvet Buzzsaw, which is on Netflix, which is a movie. I don't know. I saw it and I was like, I don't know. It's a horror movie in the art scene, so I think you and I should probably talk about it. But I don't know. It's Jake Gyllenhaal, so he's great.
The art scene's already a horror movie. We don't.
It is.
We don't make a movie about it.
So I don't know. I don't know, Danny. It looks bad. Okay, coming in March. Level IG. I don't know what that is. It sounds like shit. Strass. Who cares? Toughland. Soldier War.
It might be the best movie in the world. You don't know.
Alien Party Crashers. Oh boy, this is the one. Lindsay Lohan is in a movie called Among the Shadows, and she plays the wife of a guy who's a werewolf. You got to see the trailer for that. It looks like cheap garbage. It's horrible.
No.
Well,
the poster looks pretty bad too.
Love, Death, and Robots came out on Netflix, and it's all
that's
animated.
Apparently amazing.
Yeah, I saw one of the first story of it. It's really well done. Like so far, it's really good from what I've seen. So
yeah,
good for them. And it's produced by once again we bring him up, David Fincher. So there you go.
He's a good guy.
There's a movie that's in trouble called Flay. Cause you know what Slender Man is? He's like the guy with no face and he wears a suit. This guy made a movie called Flay, obviously with fucking Slender Man as a character, but he don't own the rights for it. So I don't know what he did. So the movie still came out. So I don't know what the movie looks like shit anyway. Remember The Mummy? There's this company. I don't know. You know what they call the guys who did Sharknado. I think is the same kind of company. No, I don't think they are the same company, but they make rip-offs of big movies and they release them on DVD. And like they have something called The Mummy Reborn, which uses the same font, and it obviously has nothing to do with the fucking mummy. Listen to this one. You know Pet Sematary that's coming out? Listen to this one. It's called
Pet Graveyard.
Yes. Are you looking at it?
No, I'm not. I just like guessed the stupidest thing I could think of.
That's the name.
Shit.
Oh, brother. All right, we're basically done with this shit. Black Summer is going to be a zombie Netflix series. So
I'm a little tired of zombies, to be honest, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it. I don't care. I think we're done. I think that's it. Is there anything else that you give a shit about horror-wise news? Nothing.
Not really. I think we covered a lot.
Whew, we did a good one for this episode. We haven't done a horror news episode in a while. Did you see any thoughts on the Child's Play trailer?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really stupid, but I'm gonna watch it.
I think it's gonna be good. It's by the producers of It, the new one, so we'll see what.
I know, but the plot is so dumb. Whatever.
Yes, he's a robot. I thought I had read wrong information, but apparently I was right on that.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like that it's a supernatural like serial killer soul. I like that part.
So that is your news for March 21st of 2019 with the Hardy Construction. With that, Danny, what's the final word?
Beelzebub.
The Hardy Construction.